Hey there! Here to give you a quick introduction to the JBrowse browser here at Xenbase and show you some basic features of JBrowse, especially if it's your first time using it and you're just getting used to it. So first thing we'll do is we'll go to JBrowse. So you hold your mouse over the genomes menu bar at the top, select which genome you'd like to see displayed on JBrowse. I'm going to go to Tropicalis 9.0 and load that one. So you'll see here on the left is the track list pane showing all the tracks that you can select or deselect for viewing in the browser. And on the right is the large browser pane showing the tracks that you're currently viewing for Tropicalis version 9.0. The species and genome version is displayed here at the top. In the navigation bar in the middle, you have the chromosome or scaffold you're currently in. You can always switch that here. And the current coordinates in that chromosome or scaffold, in this case chromosome 3, which you're currently viewing in the Tropicalis 9.0 genome. So as you can see here, we have the genome sequence track at the top. We have a couple of gene model tracks for the primary and alternate transcripts of Trop 9.0. Usually the gene name is displayed right under the gene model, in this case the PAX8 gene. And we have a few next-gen sequencing data tracks shown by default. If you want to see more tracks in the track list pane, you can always select or deselect tracks from here. So what we have here is we've organized them into hierarchical categories because there's so many tracks available for you to choose, and sometimes these have subcategories, so you can always expand or compress the categories at will and select whichever tracks you'd like to see displayed at your leisure. You can go back to compressing them as well. In the browser pane, if you'd like to deselect tracks from here, hold your mouse over the track label and click on the X right next to the track label, and they'll just drop out of the browser pane right away. If you want to change the location of the track that you're viewing from top to bottom, you hold your mouse with the track label, left click, and just drag and drop in a fashion to where you want the position of the track to be. If you don't like the way the track labels are showing up here, you know, if for the purposes of a screenshot, if you don't want to see them on top of the track, you can click on this button at the top. It'll hide the track labels, they'll pop right out, so you can view and browse in the genome without the track labels. If you want them back, just click on that button and they'll pop right back in. Now, if you just want to manually browse the genome, just left click anywhere in the browser pane and slide left or right. It'll continue to load the genome as you slide down and load any gene models at that location, as well as all the other tracks that you have selected. Now, if you want to search for a particular gene that you're looking for, not so much coordinates, but a particular gene model you want to see and you know the name of the gene, go back to the locations field here, remove the text, and let's say I'll go to the H-hex gene. So you start typing, it'll limit the results as you type, and click on the result that you want to go to. It'll take you directly to that location of the gene model H-hex and refresh all the tracks at that location as well. Now, you notice there at the top of the genome sequence track, it says zoom in to see sequence. So let's just do that using the magnifying glass here at the top. Zoom in a little more, and you can see the base pair sequence here at the top, but it's also showing the translated protein sequence. If that's too much for you to view, just click on the drop down next to the track label of the genome sequence or the reference sequence track, and uncheck the box that says show translation. It'll go back to the base pair sequence for your viewing here at the top to make it a little more easier. And then you can always zoom back out using the minus magnifying glass to where you were before. Now, if you want to just quickly go to a different genome or species version at any time, just use the genome version drop down selector here. It'll show you a list of the species and genome versions we have here at Xenbase. You can click on any one, or you can even use this as a search field and type in, if let's say if I want to go to Xenopus laevis 9.2, which is the latest one here, I'll just click on that result and it'll take me directly to laevis version 9.2 and all the tracks available for that genome or version.